Hey everyone, John here, and welcome back to the Toy Box. So today it's time for another Nendoroid figure review, and today it's going to be Pokemon Trainer Red, the Champion version. It comes with the first protagonist of Pokemon, that's Red, along with the final evolutions of the Kanto Starters, Charizard, Venusaur, and Blastoise. So we've got a pretty big figure today, and we're going to take a look at every aspect of this figure, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the review. Okay, let's go ahead and go through the part list for this Nendoroid figure. So let's go ahead and start off with the Pokemon. So first we have Venusaur, the main body part right here. So we have Venusaur. Then we have the top part, the flower, the connector right here. And for the last parts for Venusaur, I can only guess these are the move effects for the move Frenzy plant. So you have the leaves here on the side and just the effect of the roots coming out of the ground, just like in the game. So then next we have Blastoise. So I left the plastic inside here because these Blastoise hydro cannons, I believe they are detachable. So we get the plastic out once we detach it for the first time, which I'll do a little later. So this is pretty much the main piece for Blastoise. And these are the two hydro cannon attachments for Blastoise's special move. And then next we have Charizard. So first we have the main body of Charizard. Look, it's the wingless Charizard. Looks pretty cool. So there's the main body. Then we get the two wings right here. So we have two wings. And lastly, we have the effects of blast burns. We have one really big flame column right here, and then we have two little ones, which I guess go on the side. And that's it for the Pokemon. Now for the Red figure, we have the main Nendoroid figure right here. Just like with the Blastoise figure, I went ahead and left the plastic parts that are stuck between pieces right here, and I'll go ahead and take them out a little bit later, but just to show you, whenever you get it, just don't yank them out. You got to take the pieces apart first. So there's the Red Nendoroid figure. Then you get an extra faceplate, which looks like Red screaming. So there's that. We have a backpack. It's the backpack from Fire Red Leaf Green. Has a Versus Seeker right there, which I think is a really nice touch. And next we get two Pokeballs. This time we have an Ultra Ball right here. So there's the first one. And the next one we have is a Great Ball. Just that one right there. Pretty nice. And we have some extra limbs here. So first of all, here's an extra limb for an extra arm for Red right here, and then we have another arm attachment. This one, his arm is bent and it has a space right here, so you can put those Pokeballs I showed earlier. And then just like some of the other Nendoroid trainers, we have a finger pointing right here. And this one I kind of struggle as to what it was. I was trying to figure out what this piece was, and what it looks like is it's another arm attachment for Red, and it has his hand in his pocket right here. So that's there. And last but not least, we have the Nendoroid stand, which is the base right here, and we have the arm, and we have this piece right here, which I guess is probably an extra neck piece. So that's it for the part list. So let's go ahead and get started looking at the figures. Okay, so let's first get started by looking at the Venusaur figure. So the Venusaur figure is pretty easy to put together. All you have to do is just match up the pegs right here with the top part, and you've got it. That's Venusaur right there. And this figure is pretty cool. I think the best part is the posability of his head right here. So the head moves from side to side. So right here, my head's on the left. What do you want? And then you can move to the side right here. And you can pose it this way. Makes Venusaur look kind of goofy in my opinion. That's pretty cool. There you go. What do you want with me? And he can nod up and down. So yes, no. So this is pretty cool. I like the posability of Venusaur's head. It makes for some interesting expressions. The flower itself up here doesn't really move. The flower itself doesn't really move, so there's nothing you can really do. And for here, we have the legs going back and forth. I don't think Venusaur can stand on 2 legs. No, I'm pretty sure he can't. Didn't try that earlier, but well, you can always join try. But that's Venusaur right here. And of course, Venusaur comes with his signature move, Frenzy Plant. So you put the effects around here like that. So it looks pretty cool. He just says, "Come at me." It's like a boss. But that is pretty nice. So there you go. There's Venusaur. He's looking right at you. And he's got his favorite move prepped for attack. So that's pretty cool. And this has been Venusaur. Alright, so next up we have the Blastoise figure. So Blastoise kind of came in one piece as is. So there wasn't really much to do. And I think this Blastoise pretty much looks a lot like a football player or a wrestler. He's right there. He's ready to tackle you. He even has that look on his face. He says, "Well, I'm going to go and tackle you." But he's definitely ready for defense right here. And we have some posability here in the arms. His arms just rotate in every direction here. The legs also rotate. Mine kind of rotate a little bit easy here. I don't know if all of them are like that, but that's just the way mine is. You have a tail in the back. His tail can go in each direction. Now, earlier I was talking about the plastic that came out of here. I don't think these cannons I don't think the cannons here are supposed to come out that much, because I took the plastic out and it was really hard for me to get these cannons back in. I don't know if they're designed to come out at all, or if it's just that I am not that good at doing this. But anyway, the last part is the head can move up and down, so you can kind of say yes or no, you're not supposed to take the cannons out. And then of course it's fully rotatable. And this is something out of a horror movie, so I wouldn't do that. But there you go. But that's the Blastoise figure. And for Blastoise, we have 2 attachments here. These are his Hydro Cannon for the Hydro Cannon attack. Could also be for a Hydro Pump attack. But I think by design, this is supposed to be Hydro Cannon. So let's go ahead and put them here. You use a tab right here, and they go straight into the cannon right here. So we have 1, and we got number 2. So there we go. There's Blastoise with the Hydro Cannons. So that looks pretty cool. See, he's shooting the water out of the cannons. And so that's pretty awesome. And this has been Blastoise. Okay, so the last Pokemon that we're going to look at here is Charizard. And right now we still have the wingless Charizard right here. And he is pretty much going to say, "Give me my wings right now." So let's go ahead and do that. So we have the first wing piece right here. We have the joints back here. All you have to do is just put them in like this. We have one wing right here. And let's go ahead and get the other. So again, there's the joint right here, and you put them into the peg right there. So there we go. Just be careful, you don't want to break any of your joints. Then he'll really be a wingless Charizard. So there we go. So there's Charizard. And this figure I think is one of the more posable ones. So of course Charizard's legs move back and forth. The arms also go up and down. He says, "Give me my wings." And of course Charizard's head fully poses all the way around 360 degrees. That's just how the joint is up on the top, which is pretty nice. So again, this one can say yes or No. So we have, and then the wings. The wings are a ball joint here on the back, just like the other joints for the Nendoroid figures. So you can move the wings up and down. You can flap them back and forth. You have a lot of possibilities here. So this one, I think we should make Charizard look pretty aggressive. So let's fold up the wings like this. We'll go ahead and put the arms right here. And we'll make the head, the face will look right at you like that. But it's not complete because you need blast burn. So we have the blast burn effect right here. Whoops, kind of messed up right there. There we go. So we have the blast burn effect right here. So we can arrange the move however we want. We can put one right here, one right here, one right here. And it brings up the three pillars of flames for Charizard. I don't know if you can put one back here. I think you put one back here. I think I like it better in the front. Let's put it in the front. So there we go. And that is Charizard's special move, Blast Burn. And that is the last of the Pokemon starter figures. So let's go ahead and take a look at the Nendoroid figure next. Alright, so now let's take a look at the main event, which is the red Nendoroid figure right here. So, this is everything that the figure comes with in the beginning. You have the hat plate, face plate, the head is on the joint, you have the 2 arms, 2 legs. So these are the defaults that red comes with. So let's go ahead and do what's fun with the Nendoroid figures and let's start switching plates around. So first, let's take a look at the face. This is Red's default face, which looks pretty serious. They've always made Red look serious, so I guess this is appropriate. So let's go ahead and try the other face, which is the screaming face or the command face. So let's go ahead and make the switch right now. We take off the headpiece, remove the face, put in the new one, and then we complete it right here. And this is the red command face. I think I like this one a little better because red looks a little more dynamic and a little more animated in this one. So I think we're gonna go ahead and stay with this one. So the next thing is let's take a look at the stand. So as usual, the big peg goes in the back right here. And we have one small peg that will end up plugging into Red's back. So let's go ahead and plug that in right there. And this is Red standing. So there we go. That is the standing piece. So next, let's take a look at the backpack. So Red's backpack actually has 2 pieces. We have the strap right here, and we have the backpack piece. So in order to do this, let's go ahead and let's take the stand off real quick. We need to slip the straps over Red's shoulder, which go like this. Then the next thing we do is we have a peg right here in the back of the backpack and another connector for the straps. And we have the straps right here and the peg right here. So we just connect them like so. And if you're asking, well, John, then how do you go ahead and put it back on the stand? You have another peg right here. So basically what we do is we put Red back on the stand like so. So now Red has the backpack. I like the backpack there, so let's go ahead and keep it on. So there we go. That's Red right there. So now we have a few arms to try out. So let's go ahead and start off with the one that I had so much trouble identifying, and that's the pocket arm right here. So we have it right there. So we remove one arm right there. I know it looks gruesome, but just bear with me real quick. Oh, sorry, made a mistake. So we only take the lower half of the arm out, and we put the lower arm right there. And now it looks like Red has his hand in his pocket. I don't know if I like this one very much, because usually hand in the pocket doesn't really look that dynamic. But so let's go ahead and take this one back out and just put his default arm back in. So there we go. Next, let's go ahead and try the other arm extension. So we have another arm right here. This one looks like it goes on the right side, so we're going to go ahead and take out Red's other arm. And let's put this one in its place. This one looks a little more dynamic. It's pretty cool, so it looks like it has his arm extended. Let's hold it right there, those are my Pokemon. So there we go. And whoops, I just took the backpack apart again. There we go. So there's the extended arm. I think I'm going to leave the extended arm out here. It looks pretty cool. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So next part, I think this is my favorite extension. I'm going to go ahead and remove the lower arm here. And I'm going to put the bent arm right here to hold the Pokeball. So remember that we have two Pokeballs. We have an Ultra Ball right here, and we have a Great Ball, which is right here. I'm going to take my thumb out of the way. Right there. So that's pretty cool. I think I'm going to go ahead and let's go ahead and go with the Ultra Ball. Let's put the Ultra Ball onto Red's hand. So you have a hole in the bottom right there. And it just connects right there. So now Red is holding an Ultra Ball. And that looks pretty awesome. So the last piece is the pointy finger. So I really like the point. I always like the pointy finger right here. So let's go ahead and put this onto Red's other hand. So I'm going to go ahead and extend his arm. Let's remove this hand piece. And let's put pointy hand right here. So let's change the pose. So now Red's pointing directly at you. He's got the Pokeball, the Ultra Ball in one hand. And there we go. And I think this looks pretty awesome. So those are all the movable, or those are all the customizable parts for the Red Nendoroid figure. And that looks pretty awesome. I like that pose a lot. Let's keep that. And so let's bring it all together. So we have Venusaur. Let's go ahead and back him up right here. We have Venusaur right here. There, let's have him look at you like that. He's got his Frenzy Plant ready to go. And then let's bring Blastoise here to the side. Still have the Hydro Cannons on there. He's gonna look at you like that. He's ready to shoot you with a Hydro Cannon. Let's get him in the picture. There we go. And last, let's put Charizard here. Well, though we have a problem. I don't think we have enough room here. Let me go ahead and back over here. We'll go ahead and put Charizard slightly behind right here. We'll put Red right here. Let's put Venusaur up front right here like this. With Frenzy Plant, we'll have Blastoise right here on the side. He's looking at you, aiming Hydro Cannon. And right beside Red, we'll put Charizard right here with the Blast Burn. And that is pretty cool. I believe the idea behind here is no matter which starter that Red chose, you can have all three of them right here. Although I traded for all three, so this is really awesome. So this is bringing it all together. This has been the Red Nendoroid figure with Charizard, Blastoise, and Venusaur. So that is pretty awesome. Okay, now that we've went ahead and reviewed the Red Nendoroid figure, let's get down to the big question. Do you buy or not? Now, for me, I really wanted to buy this figure. So earlier, I don't remember exactly when, but there was another Nendoroid figure for Red released, and instead of having Charizard, Blastoise, and Venusaur, you had Charmander, Squirtle, and Bulbasaur, which is also a pretty cool Nendoroid, but it came out a pretty long time ago. So right now, that one's a little harder to find. I would say that if you're not a hardcore Nendoroid collector or a hardcore Pokemon collector, then you probably would only really get one. And for me, this is the one that I'm sticking with. I got this one off of PokemonCenter.com. I'll make sure to put a link in the description for this particular figure. I got it for $99.99, which is pretty expensive for a figure. But it comes, instead of coming with just one figure and one Pokemon like the N and Cynthia Nendoroid figures, it actually came with 2 additional figures. So it was kind of like a double figure. And those 2 figures each cost $50. So this one, I guess, naturally goes up to about $100. So I've at the time of filming this, I actually checked out some sites to see if I can find the original Red Nendoroid figure with Bulbasaur, Charmander, and Squirtle. And I did find a few. The price varies drastically though. I've seen them for over $200, which is double the price of this one, which I think is a little too steep. At least it's too steep for me, and I wouldn't buy them. I've also seen them for as low as $20 or $30, but the problem that I've been seeing there is that mostly they're from third-party vendors, and a lot of people complain on the sites that those figures are bootlegs and not authentic, which means you're probably going to see a lot lower quality. The figures might break more easily, or just if you're a collector and you don't have the authentic figure, then it's not really a good thing. So it really depends on you which figure you want to buy, or if you want to buy both. But for me, the answer for me is I wanted to buy this one, and I'm really happy with it. It's a really cool figure. I really like the red figure, especially the pose that I have right here for him that we ended up with at the end of his segment. I think he looks pretty cool and pretty dynamic, which is awesome. And I did love all 3 Pokemon. And like I said before, I was one of those kids who traded back and forth and kept starting my game over just so that I could get all 3 starters on when I played through Red and Blue. And I'm really glad I did it. And it's really cool that I got to have this figure with all 3 starters. Well, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to keep an eye on the toy box on social media. Twitter and Instagram links are in the description below. And as always, leave your comments in the comments section below. Rate, subscribe, and don't stop playing.